Hello and welcome. I'm Niki Snow with Oakwyn Realty, and I'm here today at the Glossalon in the Strathcona neighborhood of Vancouver, BC. And I am here with my hairstylist, Liz Irving. Thank you for having me, Liz.
Thanks for asking.
Very nice to be here. And just so everyone knows, this job was done by Liz, as you can see, very well done.
Just a few days ago, too. Thanks for
It's fresh. We're so fresh around here. Okay. So, Liz, tell me a little bit about yourself and when you became a stylist.
Sure. So it's been almost 5 years now. I actually had a whole different career before I became a stylist. I worked for RBC, started off as a styler, worked my way to be an advisor, and loved helping people, but always felt there was a creative part of my life that was missing. And through a few good chances and recommendations, ended up quitting my job and going to hair school at 29 and changing my life. So,
Which can feel like a lot at 29 when you put, how long were you with the bank?
7.5 years.
7.5 years. So that's pretty much a career in itself in our day and age.
Yeah, definitely.
So now you feel like you've got the creative aspect. Is it everything you hoped it would be?
It is. It has its highs and lows, of course, being in an industry where you rely on people coming in to see you, and working for the bank, you're kind of used to that structure. You're used to kind of the things that we expect as an adult. Our benefits, our regular paychecks. So coming into something where I knew I had to build a clientele, and it wasn't going to be just right off the bat, you're busy, you're booked, you're popular. I knew coming into that it was going to be a little bit of an uphill climb, but I think being the age that I was, it actually made me more motivated. So in some cases you think, oh, I wish I had started this sooner, I wish I had started my career sooner, but I think coming into this industry, actually having my prior experience, even though they don't seem related, they're so related. I got to spend so much time learning how to talk to people, learning how to understand people, ask questions, and all of my experience at the bank really became so important to my success as a hairstylist and being able to kind of move things along faster, basically.
What made you make that jump? Like, that's very scary at 29 to go from this career, Monday to Friday. So what kind of gave you that motivation to be like, I gotta make a change?
I think the biggest thing is you just realize, like, if you're not totally happy with your life, the only person that's responsible for that is yourself. And as much as I loved helping people, I just knew that if I hit that 10-year mark at RBC, I probably wasn't going to leave. You know, you get to that point where you're kind of building up your savings, you have this pension in place, you have all these, and I just knew that if I didn't kind of take that leap, that I just never would. I would get to that point, and luckily I had such a great experience at the bank and had such great people behind me that they basically said, like, while you're in school, you can work at your job part-time, which they don't let you do. If you ever want to come back, you can come back. So it felt, even though it was probably the hardest decision to make, as soon as I made it, everything just kind of fell into place. And so I think we're always afraid of a huge change like that, but honestly, just deciding to make the change is the hardest part. And then once you just follow through with it, if you know you're committed and you have, I was so lucky to have friends, family, supporting me that
I think that's a really big thing, having a great support network around you as a small business owner, friends, family, former coworkers. So speaking of support, let's talk about the salon you're in. How did you come to be a part of Glossalon?
Yeah, so where I went to hair school was actually connected to a salon. And so while I was in hair school, I got a job working in that salon. So the transition was super easy. And in that salon, I got to know my colleagues very well. One of them, Aaron, we worked together, and you get to a certain point in this particular industry where you kind of have to decide which route you want to go. Do I want to be an independent stylist? Do I want to own my own salon? Am I okay working for someone? There's a few different avenues you can go, and I think she was at the point in her life where she thought, I think I want to own my own salon. And as soon as that was an option for her, I knew that I wanted to be on board. And so, Glossalon has been open for just over a year now, and it's been awesome. We have a team of everyone we've all worked together previously, so it's really a family salon.
When people feel like they're a part of something really great, they work harder, right? So it's not just Aaron's salon, it's all of yours. You guys make it work. And it is a beautiful space. There's No
very
doubt, yeah.
beautiful.
Like every last detail was thought about, right down to every knob in the place.
Yeah, Erin really took her time and had a really specific vision, and in fact sourced a lot of it herself. So she really did a great job.
So I know when I walked in, I was very impressed. The first time I met Liz was a year ago when I came to this salon, and that was my first impression. What do you think most Glossalon customers would say about this space and about the service you provide here? What's the general feel?
We really wanted to be somewhere that felt special and important, but didn't feel exclusive.
Mm-hmm.
I think in the beauty industry, sometimes there tends to be isolation of people. They don't feel like they're pretty enough. They don't feel like they fit a certain mold. And we just really wanted to be like luxury, but approachable. And so we wanted the clients to come in and really feel like they were in a space that felt special, a space that they were excited to be in, but didn't feel like they were somewhere with pretentious people, and they felt really comfortable. And look back in time when it used to be like you wanted to go to a big buzzing salon that was crazy and hectic, and I think people really want that one-on-one experience now. So we really focused on trying to give our clients the best time, because it's really self-care at the end of the day. When people come in, and of course I'm sure we'll talk about it later, but after COVID, some people were coming in before they were even due to come in, because they just wanted that time for themselves.
Yeah.
And so we really focus on that experience for the clients.
I think you've absolutely nailed it. Like, I come in and feel special. I think you nailed it with that word. You do. You feel special. I feel like I have your undivided attention for 2 hours. And in this world, there aren't a lot of places where you can get someone's undivided attention for 2 hours. Tell me something that most people would not know about the hair industry.
I know that coming from going to a salon and not knowing what it was like working in a salon, I thought hairdressers were so cool. I just thought like, oh my gosh, they're so fashionable, they're so stylish, they've got their stuff together, and I became a hairstylist and I was like, they're just normal. You know what I mean? Like, I think it's that, again, that beauty industry thing of thinking like, wow, someone's just so cool, but we're just normal people.
Normal,
like
genuine people.
Yeah.
But there is an element of cool because you're artists. You are. I think you're all really cool because it's something I idolize. It's something I can't do. So now that you've been in this for a few years, you've got your business up and running, you're feeling good. What drives you to move forward?
I think you just want to like keep learning, and that's what I love about this particular industry, is that it's ever changing. So styles are changing, methods are changing, techniques are changing, products are changing, and so I find being in that millennial group that we're kind of a generation of liking to like continue our learning, to push ourselves. And in this particular industry, the fact that things don't really stay stagnant and you're always trying to get new clients. There's a few hairstylists that have their big client list and they're happy and they're not accepting any new clients, but I love that challenge of meeting someone new, and so I think it's constantly pushing yourself to keep up with the trends, to go and take other courses and do education and continue your growth, and that's what keeps this job really exciting as well, is that, I mean, if you think that you know everything, you probably do.
Yeah. Totally. It's similar. I can relate in my industry. We're constantly having to take courses and wanting to take courses because things are changing so fast.
Yeah.
Tell me about the proudest accomplishment that you've had so far as a small business owner.
I don't think there's just one particular thing. I think it's every time a client leaves feeling like really happy and excited, and it's kind of a funny thing, but like one of the things I love about doing hair is just that like you get to make someone feel really good. And we all know that when we have a good hair day, it just improves our confidence and our mood, and the fact that someone can come and sit in my chair, whether it's just for a cut for 45 minutes to an hour, or we're doing a giant transformation and they're in my chair for 4 or 5 hours, that they get to do something for themselves and they get to have that boost of confidence when they leave, and the fact that I help them get that is really quite powerful, amazing feeling.
Agreed. I literally just got goosebumps. I think that's so wonderful. It's all about people helping people. Besides having to take a mandatory break, have you seen a large impact on your business?
Initially, obviously there was, because you couldn't work and you were mandated So, but I think it's actually made people like appreciate us more. It's an interesting industry. I have been very lucky with my clientele. I feel like they've always been very awesome to me, but I certainly have heard other experiences from stylists where, you know, clients will come in when they're sick, and then you end up getting sick. People will cancel last minute, and then, you know, you have a 4-hour block for someone to do some big project, and then they don't show up. And so I think COVID has really impacted clients appreciating that service and appreciating your time a little bit more, and really like wanting to come and support you because it also makes them feel great. So I would say that's maybe the biggest thing, but
So probably more in a positive way for you personally.
to be fair, I would say so. Yeah. And
for an overall feel.
you know, there were some adjustments with opening back up. I mean, we're doing this in masks because we're in the salon right now, and when she leaves, we'll sanitize all these chairs and everything. But everyone's been so awesome, and I think we just look for those connections. And a big part of someone coming to the salon is, in a way, almost like a therapy session.
It absolutely is.
Like, even more so, people are like so happy to come in and support you and be a part of it.
Yeah. Get out of the house, maybe leave the kids in the sweatpants at home, have a little
Or wear your
TLC.
sweatpants.
Or wear your sweatpants.
No judgment. It's like, this is their sanctuary. They get to come. No one has a question for them. They just get to sit. Even if you want to sit in silence or read a book, whatever you want, that's what we cater to. So I think people really appreciate it.
Since COVID now, that kind of gave you some downtime and you were able to think about, you know, the future ahead. What are your business goals for the next year?
I think it's really just continuing to grow my clientele and that connection I have with my clientele. During COVID, I was trying to find ways to keep creative. And before I'd done it, I made scrunchies. I started making some face masks, and kind of just wanting to like find things that end up being like crafting hobbies that can work some way into kind of your own business. So always finding those opportunities to kind of expand what you do, and especially with everything being so unknown, to like work on other skills and just be prepared for whatever the future holds.
Hopefully you can just carry on business as almost usual.
Yes.
Actually, I guess
it's the new normal.
it's the new norm. Yours is way trendier than mine. I like your leopard print. I need that. How can I and the local community best support you and the salon? What's the best thing we can do besides, obviously I came a couple days ago, got my hair did.
Well, I think it goes both ways. I know personally I'm looking at trying to find where I can support my community and vice versa. So all of my best clients are referrals from great clients already. So it's always just like what you said, like setting up this website, trying to have connections, trying to create that for people. I think that's the biggest thing really. And you know, if you want to get your hair done, come in and just think of 5 places that you would be sad to see closed. Just focus your energy on like always getting takeout from some of those places, and you know, that sort of thing. Because we all have our own responsibilities as well. So yeah, you can't just go and drop money in every local place that we find. So it's really just thinking about what's important to you and trying to support what's important to you, and that's what I would say at least.
I think that's great. I think that's really good advice. Choosing 5 local businesses, supporting local, I think is the biggest thing. And Liz and I will continue to do our parts with supporting local businesses in our community, and we hope you do too. Thank you so much, Liz. This was very informative and lovely as always. And if you need a cut or a color, please come see Liz Irving at the Glossalon.